What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Penny. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we are in the brand new 2024 Volvo XC40 Recharge, courtesy of Younger Volvo in Hagerstown, Maryland. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. And so for anybody who is not familiar with the Recharge branding from Volvo, essentially that means this is the all-electric version of the XC40. So what did happen in this one today, though? Because there is one major change for the 2024 model year. The interior is very unique as well. I've always liked that, but ultimately in this video we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. So as you can imagine, there are a few different trim levels for the 2024 XC40 Recharge. First one being the Core, starting at $53,745, Plus for $56,695, and the Ultimate starting at $60,095. And so that was all pricing for the rear-wheel drive version. If you wanted to add all-wheel drive, you can do that. It is a twin-motor all-wheel drive that adds $1,750 to any of those prices. So kind of alluded to it there. The one major change for the 2024 XC40 Recharge is the fact that rear-wheel drive, a single motor rear-wheel drive, is now available. We do actually have it with us here today, so that is pretty exciting. But the first power plant is going to be a single electric motor putting out 248 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. Power being sent to the rear wheels, approximately 0 to 60 time coming in at right around 6.9 seconds, with a range coming in at 293 miles. But then there is the twin motor all-wheel drive variant. That one puts out 402 horsepower, 494 pound-feet of torque. Again, power sent to all four wheels, 0 to 60 time for that one, approximately 4.6 seconds, with a range on that one a little bit less, coming in at 254 miles, which, by the way, is still upgraded from the 2023 model year. So the 2023 XC40 Recharge didn't get that many miles when it comes to the range. So range all around has been updated for this one, so you gotta love that. And in case anybody was curious about the warranty for the XC40 Recharge, the Volvo warranty is a standard 4-year, 50,000 mile bumper-to-bumper warranty that covers everything. But then the battery component warranty for the XC40 Recharge, that one goes for 8 years or 100,000 miles. So that's definitely a good bit. But so now, having got all of that fun stuff out of the way, what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and put the acceleration here to the test. Let's find a straightaway and let's see how quickly we can get our new 2024 Volvo XC40 Recharge here up to speed. All right, from a standstill in 3, 2, 1, go. This is fun. All right, so not as quick off the line as I remember the twin motor having last year, but, or the C40, I drove that one too. So not as quick off the line as that, but once it starts getting going, like, electric cars are fun, man. Like, no matter what, the acceleration is still fun. It's a blast driving these things. So definitely didn't have any issues emerging onto the highway there. That was nice. Anyways, to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So, as expected, you will find 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes do come standard. 60-0 stopping distance, that comes in at 125 feet, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's a pretty average number for the segment. So, as far as braking feel goes, there is a one-pedal drive mode that I put it in the second I started driving this thing because I love that mode. So, the second I let off the accelerator, it is going to come to a gradual stop, pretty gradual. So it's definitely coming to a stop. So I love that fact because it will bring you to a complete stop. Not all electric cars do that. So I do love the full one-pedal drive mode that is in the XC40 Recharge. Having said that, that is a mode that I put it on. If you don't like that, you don't have to put it on that mode, and then you can have the normal braking that traditional cars have that you may be used to. So there is that option. But as far as braking feel goes, it's instantaneous. So with the one-pedal drive mode and the brakes at the same time, this thing instantly brings you to a stop. Braking feel is definitely on the firmer side of things, so I personally love it. Volvo did a good job with that. But then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get a McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, independent multi-link rear suspension, front and rear stabilizer bars, hydraulic shock absorbers as well. As far as ride quality goes, it's been perfectly fine in my short little test drive here today, so definitely absorbing the road imperfections quite nicely. These roads are pretty darn nice, though, I will say that to start. But yeah, definitely no issues there. As far as steering feel goes, I like it. It's very playful. It definitely points you in the direction that you want to go very easily. Steering feel is on the heavier side of things, not as heavy as a Tesla Model S or a Tesla Model Y or anything like that, but still a lot of fun. I like the steering feel in this thing. As far as cabin noise goes, I do have the heat on a good bit because it's freezing today. So there's a little bit of that, but if that wasn't on, this thing is a pretty serene cabin. I will say that. I started driving it without it on, and yeah, it's pretty serene. It's luxury-like for sure, as Volvo is kind of known for. And as far as visibility goes, as far as rear visibility goes at least, I could see 100% perfectly fine out the back, especially with the shape of the XC40. You really shouldn't have any issues there. But then touching on forward visibility, rain sensing windshield wipers actually do come standard on the XC40 Recharge. So whenever this thing detects any kind of mist or rainfall, it's gonna automatically turn on those windshield wipers for it. It's kind of like automatic headlights. So there's just one less thing you gotta worry about there. So that's gonna help you out there too. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2024 Volvo XC40 Recharge. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2024 Volvo XC40 Recharge, finished in bright dusk. In case you were curious of the exact exterior color name that we had on this one here today. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where the XC40 Recharge is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter Y, typically indicating that it is built and assembled in Sweden. However, the side window sticker there says the final assembly point was in Belgium. And then of course, 50% of the parts come from China. So this is a very worldly car, I'll just put it that way. But as always, let's go ahead and start up front. I guess there is a body colored front grille, you could call it that. Of course, electric cars don't really need grills, so it's just basically a body colored element up there. LED headlights with Thor's hammered LED daytime running lights do come standard in typical Volvo fashion. You do get the automatic feature along with automatic high beams as well. So if you have your high beams on at night and it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when the vehicle is gone, it's going to bounce back up the high beams for you there. But the cool thing about the ultimate trim level for the XC40 Recharge is you get high pressure jets to clean the headlights. I think I had that on a C40 maybe when I reviewed that, and I tested that out. It is pretty darn cool. So we don't have the ultimate, of course, but that would be pretty darn cool. But LED fog lights with the cornering function for the plus and ultimate trim levels, they're down below there. That essentially means when you're going around the bend at night, the headlights are going to swivel based on the direction of your steering angle, better help illuminating what is around that bend, so you're less likely to hit a deer or a possum or an alien or whatever the case. So they are there for you as well. But anyways, I like the front end. That pretty much rounds out the front end. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the side. All right, so now let's see around to the side of the XC40 Recharge. First thing I want to mention is there is either single or two-tone colors available. We do have the two-tone color because we got the gloss black roof, of course, but there are single colors available as well. Holy moly, it's getting windy out today. But gloss black window surrounds, of course, do come standard. Rear privacy glass also coming standard as well. Gloss black power adjustable side mirrors do come standard. They will be heated with LED integrated turn signals then as well. You will find some matte black side skirts and fender surrounds. Would have been interesting to see what they would look like body colored on this thing, but anyways, they are there nonetheless. Charging port, by the way, is going to be found on the driver's side. That's towards the back there, kind of just below the C pillar. So that's where you're going to go ahead and charge this one up. Take a look down at the wheel setup then. 19-inch black diamond cut alloys for the core and plus trim levels, and then 20-inch black diamond cut alloys for the ultimate. And the other cool thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the side here is the fact that it does say Recharge on the C pillar here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. So that is a pretty cool little design element too. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile of this one. Let's now go ahead and make our way to the back. And so now, since we are around to the back of the XC40 Recharge, all the way to the top, you will find a gloss black shark fin antenna. Just below that, rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. Just below that, rear window wiper. You do have those famous looking taillights from Volvo, of course. They are LED taillights as well, by the way. You do have that white Recharge badging found on the tailgate itself there. And of course, just below it all, you will find a little bit of a gloss black accent towards the very bottom, but there are no tailpipes or anything like that because this is a fully electric car. So going to skip the exhaust clip, obviously, and let's go ahead and make our way to the interior of the XC40 Recharge. All right, so now since we are around to the back of the XC40 Recharge, when it comes to opening that rear tailgate, easiest way is to just kick your foot underneath, because it is a hands-free power tailgate, which is super convenient. But there is a button on the key fob. There's also a button on the tailgate itself. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 16 cubic feet behind that second row. Of course, with those rear seats folded down, that is going to bump up to 57.5 cubic feet. So good bit of extra space then if you needed it. There is some cargo lighting back there. There are grocery bag hooks. There are tie-down anchors. There's actually a 12-volt power outlet back there as well. And speaking of the grocery bag hooks, one of the coolest things about the C40 and the XC40 Recharge is that the cargo floor actually kind of folds up for some added grocery bag hooks if you wanted to have that particular configuration. So just a little bit of added utility in the cargo area, which I think works out perfectly for the XC40. So big fan of that. But so then making our way up to the rear legroom, that comes in at 36.1 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I have back there. Rear ventilation does come standard. You do have a rear center armrest with cup holders as well. Heated rear seats coming with the Ultimate, but we got an option today and we got those heated rear seats with us. So huge fan of that. And I was able to find a couple phone charging ports for the rear passengers then as well. Then make our way up to the front seats. Power adjustable front seats with power lumbar do come standard. Heated front seats also coming standard. As far as the finishes go, there's going to be a Microtech textile upholstery for the core, and then a suede / Microtech combination for the Plus and Ultimate. And you will find a flag of Sweden, of course, on the passenger seat as well in typical Volvo fashion. As far as seat comfort goes, it was okay. The heated seats definitely worked very nicely, but the seats were a little bit firm on the back. I will just say that, but they'll certainly get the job done either way. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel here. So one thing I forgot to mention in the performance section real quick is there is a steering wheel firm driving mode. I had that on the entire time. I completely forgot I put it on before I even started driving this one, because I know that's how Volvo works. But yeah, that's why the steering wheel was so much on the heavier side, because I put it on that particular drive mode. If you didn't want a heavy steering wheel, you could just take it off of that. But anyways, as far as the steering wheel goes, again, it is tilt and telescoping. It is leather free, so it's some kind of synthetic material. There's no leather on it. And it will be heated on the Ultimate. That heated steering wheel is optional on our Plus. We had it with us here today. And let me tell you guys, it is the hottest heated steering wheel I have ever experienced. It almost burns your hands in particular places. So insane. Anyways, then making our way to the startup, you do have your Volvo logo on the one side, but all of your buttons are located on the side of the key, that being the lock, unlock, and the button to pop the rear tailgate there. But it is all keyless entry with a sit start. There is no push button start. Just simply sit down and put it in drive after it detects the key and you're good to go. So once started up, as far as the gauges go, the gauges definitely look good. Speedometer is all the way to your left, tachometer is on your right, and you do have this amazing Google Map navigation front and center, so that definitely looks very good. And outside temperature, of course, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. But the interesting thing to me that I found was the range was showing about 180, 190 miles with 80% left, and I saw there was a snowflake next to that. So if you do the math, that's approximately 45 miles for every 20%. So that puts us at a max range with cold weather of about 225 miles. So just wanted to note that, because the numbers on paper, Volvo advertises is 295 miles for this rear-wheel drive configurant, but simple math, if you live in a colder climate, would tell you it's going to be about 225, perhaps in the winter here in Western Maryland and Pennsylvania and all that. So anyways, just wanted to note that, but I do love the gauge cluster. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. You're going to find a panoramic moonroof coming standard for all trim levels, synthetic material on the headliner. It definitely feels very nice. There's going to be a removable trash bin. I always love this feature, just in front of the center armrest here. So that is pretty cool, especially if you have kids in the back and you're going to fast food restaurants and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. You can take it out, wash it out, whatever you want to do. It's going to be a grocery bag hook found on the passenger side glove box there. There's also a little spot where you can insert a pen or pencil, so I like seeing that as well. It's very convenient there. You do have some aluminum recharge door sills. I liked that. Wireless phone charger just in front of the shifter. HomeLink controls for up to 3 different garage doors found just underneath of the frameless rear view mirror. I think the design is pretty cool about the passenger side glove box. That continues onto the doors as well. Even the carpeting kind of material found on the doors, it's almost like a renewable material, I think they say it is. So I really like the feel to it though, nonetheless. And there's a little bit of kind of hidden storage by the driver's side right knee here. So that was pretty cool to find. Just in front of the shifter, you got a little bit of storage, wireless phone charger, a couple of USB charging ports, 12-volt power outlet. To the right of the shifter, you got your dual cup holders, and within the center armrest, it's an okay amount of storage, not a ton though, but it'll get the job done, as I always say. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the infotainment screen. You're going to find a tablet style 9-inch color touchscreen display. You're going to get Bluetooth and audio streaming, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, of course, climate control settings. The heated steering wheel button is going to be up there, as well as also where you can find your steering feel firm driving mode and the one pedal driving mode. That's going to be located through the little gear icon in the lower right hand corner. It's the settings, of course. Heated seat buttons up there, and your radio information. And so when it comes to the sound systems, 8 speakers will come standard. However, there is a 13 speaker Harman Kardon sound system with 600 watts for the ultimate trim level only. So we don't have that one. We got the 8 speakers. So what do you guys say? Let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. I had never heard that remix before. That was actually kind of cool. So ton of bass, I will say that. For an 8 speaker sound system, there's a decent amount of bass there. So clarity was okay as well. Don't have any issues there, but the bass is definitely really something that stood out there. But anyways, last thing I want to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the XC40 Recharge in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard. There's also a 360-degree monitor though, which is pretty cool, giving you that bird's eye view, which is always is going to lead us into safety. And so first, let me start by saying something that I always say in literally every single Volvo review I ever do. IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. It doesn't get any better than that. Volvo has always been known for safety, and they still are. So still the best. Front side current airbags do come standard. You're going to find a driver's knee airbag as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, a blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, oncoming lane mitigation, rear parking sensors, and then road sign assist as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the XC40 Recharge, the dual motor is ridiculous. I just want to say that we didn't have it today. I've driven it before, but that thing is crazy quick. But even our rear wheel drive single motor variant is pretty darn quick as well. Electric cars hit different, man. I'm telling you guys, when you hit the acceleration in an electric car, it feels a lot quicker than the numbers lead you on to believe. I'm just going to put it that way to start. Also, the one pedal drive mode is excellent. I'm not going to look over that because not every electric car gives you that one pedal drive mode. So it's actually going to save you a ton of money in terms of brake pads and resurfacing brake rotors and stuff like that. So definitely like that. Excellent safety, of course. This is a Volvo after all. It doesn't get any better than an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. As far as constructive criticism goes, I know there's a better range for 2024. And maybe if I lived in Florida or Texas or New Orleans or something like that, I would get the 295, but with that little snowflake being next to the battery and living in a colder climate, unfortunately, it looks like I would probably get around 225 miles of range in my just regular everyday driving here, just because it's cold. So I don't know, that's kind of interesting. And again, this isn't even the dual motor, so I wonder what that one would have been. But really, that's the only thing I can think of is you do have some competition that gives you a little more range than the XC40 Recharge, but still pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think of the XC40 Recharge in the comments section below. That is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen. If you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews, because that is what we do here in this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.